Good morning. My name is Elisa, and I will be your chairperson for today's Nirvana Day service. Are there any new visitors or new students and families here this morning? If so, welcome to our temple. Could those of you sitting near them help to find the proper pages for sutras, gathas, and readings? Thank you. First, we will have Sambujo on page 24 in the Big Book, followed by sutra chanting Juseige on page 23 in the Little Book or page 93 in the Big Book. The page numbers for the sutra book will be displayed on the front screen and on your monitors at home, so please follow along.
Namanda, 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 namanda.
Shumon Kosojo Manzo Iyoro Jipo Nichingatsu Shujuki Tenko Onfugen Ishukai Hozo Koseku Dokuho Jo Daishuchu Seppo Shishiku Kuyo Isaibut Gusoku Shutokuhon Ganeshitsu Joman Toku Isangayo Nyobutsu Mugechi Tsudatsu Mifusho Gangaku Eirik Toshisai Shoson Shiganya Kolka Daisen Okando Koku Shotenin Toichim Yoke Aman Habum Gannishingun homu Yorosei sai Don Bonaishin Ojo
Please rise to sing the Gatha, I Am a Link in the Golden Chain, which is the third song in the yellow handout book, followed by the Golden Chain, which is located on page 2 in the little book, or page 15 in the big book under Golden Chain 1.
I'm a link in the golden chain. Harmony may we all attain. Gentle to all living things will unite us all as golden rings. I'm a link in the golden chain. Gratitude may we all attain. Bright and strong my link will grow. I will think, and pure and beautiful words I will say, and pure and beautiful deeds I will do for the world and for you, spreading kindness and love every day to all living things that come our way. Amida's chain of love is bright. Through peace and love we will see the light.
The golden chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Now we will have a Dharma lesson by Rinban Sakamoto.
Good morning. Welcome to this morning's Nirvana Day service. As Reverend Fujimoto used to call it, it's one of our minor major services. It's not a major service, it's a lesser service. I'm sorry for the confusion about Daiho Shoko this morning. Normally I think we do have Daiho Shoko, but I completely forgot to include it. And so I apologize for those who came to do Daiho Shoko, but I'm happy that you are here for this morning's Nirvana Day service. Nirvana Day, of course, is a day that we remember the time of Shakyamuni Buddha's dying. And the descriptions of his death, the cause of his death, is attributed to a man, a blacksmith, whose name was Kunda. And at that time, Siddhartha was, of course, 80, and what was a common routine that the monks, Shakyamuni Buddha, as well as his students and disciples, they would go out in the morning to collect offerings, and that would be their meal for the day. And on this particular morning, when Shakyamuni Buddha went out, he stopped at the house of Kunda. And Kunda was a blacksmith in India at that time, and still practiced to today. Kunda was in the lower caste, so did not have very much to offer Shakyamuni Buddha. And when Kunda saw Shakyamuni Buddha at his door, he was very shocked, embarrassed, that he was Shakyamuni Buddha, this esteemed person standing in front of him now. And he told Shakyamuni Buddha, really I'm sorry, I'm a poor blacksmith. I have really nothing to offer. But Shakyamuni Buddha really didn't say anything, but simply remained there. And so Kunda went back, and he brought out what little he had, and he had, and he gave that to Shakyamuni Buddha. This act of going out to collect alms is not just to receive stuff, right? It's also giving the opportunity for the person who you're standing before is to share something. And it's not to take whatever they have. It's this understanding of sharing what you have and receiving what is given. And that practice of dana is a very important part of Buddha's tradition. And although Kunda really had nothing to give, he brought out what he had, mindful of this person that was standing before him, and that person should have received some fabulous something for his breakfast or for his meal for that day. But Kunda just gave whatever he had and was able to share this with Shakyamuni Buddha. That meal which Shakyamuni received, or that little bit that Shakyamuni Buddha received, he received gratefully, right? No matter what it was, Shakyamuni Buddha reminds us that, to receive with gratitude what is given. And so he accepted that, and that was his meal for the day. And because of Kunda's circumstances, what he gave Shakyamuni Buddha was tainted and eventually led to Shakyamuni Buddha's death. And as Shakyamuni Buddha was dying, he told his disciples to go call Kunda to come and to tell Kunda not to be embarrassed or not to feel guilty about what he had offered Shakyamuni Buddha. And when Kunda arrived, Shakyamuni Buddha told Kunda that, what I received from you, you gave, you gave with your whole heart. And even though reluctantly, because you were unsure of what was contained within this, you still gave with that open kindness. And that was received with gratitude. And so you shouldn't feel, Shakyamuni Buddha told Kunda, you shouldn't feel bad about your actions. It's just the circumstances of our meeting that day. Shakyamuni Buddha eventually, passed away, reminding his students that everything is impermanent, everything is changing, and you should seek out your salvation with diligence. Don't leave it up to someone else, but you have to kind of think about what's going on in our world, the impermanence of things, how things may seem certain but are really maybe not so certain. That we need to think about how we interact with the world around us. And so those were, the last words of Shakyamuni Buddha. Know that everything is impermanent. Seek out your salvation with diligence. We shouldn't kind of just forget about it and set it aside. But we should always be mindful of how we think about the world, how we engage the world, how we interact with the world around us. As I was researching this, I don't know, I often reference this story of Kunda and the meat that he gave to Shakyamuni Buddha. But there is an article, The Death of Shakyamuni Buddha, a Medical Inquiry, that's located in the National Library of Science, of Medicine, National Institute of Health. So NIH, there's an article about Shakyamuni Buddha and the cause of his death. And it's listed as, so nobody knows because nobody was there at the time that are able to report on it. But this researcher suggested that the cause of Shakyamuni Buddha's death colloidal necrotizing enteritis. So, ate bad food. But I was kind of surprised that there was an article in the National Medical Library that talks about Shakyamuni Buddha. So if you should decide to take a look at what's out there, people not just within our tradition are interested in what Buddhism is about. Others look, interestingly enough, at Buddhism and all of the things that go on in Buddhism, and trying to understand what Buddhism is about. Unfortunately, we don't have an opportunity to interact as much as we'd like to, and to share the teachings or the understanding. But it's interesting how people outside of Buddhism are looking also at trying to understand what our tradition is about, and even what we might have to offer. These last words of Shakyamuni Buddha, everything is impermanent, and you need to seek out your salvation with diligence. It's a kind of a instruction to all of us with the last words of Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Rinban Sakamoto. Please rise to sing the Gatha farewell on page 45 in the little service book, followed by the promise located on page 5 in the little book, or page 15 in the big book.
Dharma school is over for another day. Let us gather round the shrine, bow our heads and say, thank you, teacher, for your help. Thank you, everyone. Buddha's love will keep us safe till our work is done. So we'll meet again next week. Won't you take good care? Let us try to do what's right, always kind and fair. We shall spread the happiness faith in Buddha brings. Now it's time to say goodbye till we meet again. Namu Amida Butsu, sing this fine refrain. Namu Amida Butsu, sunny day or rain. Namu Amida Butsu, strong in faith remain. Namu Amida Butsu, till we meet again.
The promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Thank you, Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Jones, Mr. Akizuki, Mrs. Tanabe, organist Mr. Yoshihara, and AV coordinator Mr. Uenaka. Are there any announcements?
Before everybody starts coming up, or while they're coming up, in May of this year, we'll observe our Gotanye service as we do every May. But this year, we'll include in our Gotanye our service to receive a homyo, the Keishiki service will be observed. Bishop Harada will be our speaker for Gotanye this year. And so you'll see either in the Dharma or you can call the office, but there is a registration form for this Keishiki. Some of you have received a Dharma name already. Usually we kind of think about receiving Dharma name when we die, and that's certainly true, but there's also opportunity to receive a Dharma name while you're able to enjoy it. So please take a look either in the newsletter or contact the office if you are interested in receiving a Dharma name at the Gotanye service this year. Also at Gotanye, we normally have our infant presentation. That is also will be out in the Dharma, and you can also contact the office if you're interested in infant presentation. That's up to 2 years old. Please, they have yet to be formally introduced to the temple, it's an opportunity to participate in the infant presentation on Gotanye service. Okay, thank you.
Really quickly, the high school class will be meeting upstairs in the boardroom. So across the street, it's closed, okay? So we'll be meeting upstairs. Okay, thank you.
Hello, my name is Trevor Fujimoto. I'm from the Boy Scout Troop 611. And on Saturday, March 15th, we'll be having our Korean barbecue-style family dinner with the dessert and raffle. It'll be $25 for a meal and a raffle ticket. Takeout will start at 4 p.m. and go till 6 p.m. And dine-in will start at 5 p.m. and go to 7 p.m. You can purchase your meals at www.sjbetsuin.org, or we'll also be selling meals after service today. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I have two announcements. First one is next week on Sunday at 11:30 was our soul line dancing class. So be sure to come. We have been getting more people coming, and it's a lot of fun and a lot good exercise for everyone. So please join us at that time. The other announcement I have is for the Earth Day art contest. And I have forms in the back, and you can pick it up. And it's for this year's, the theme is sustainability. So artwork that we can reuse and reinvent to make something else out of it. So think about what you can do with 8 cartons or bottle caps, or something, and make it useful again. Instead of throwing it in the trash or in a recycle bin, let's try and see if we can make something out of it. And I'd like to see more groups do this, whether you're Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, YBA, whatever, think about doing something and enter. There are prizes for these things, and they're not little dinky $10 prizes either, okay? So think about trying something and do something that will do something better for the earth, okay? Thank you.
I'm not sure if you're going to get too many egg carton things these days, but I just wanted to give everyone an update, quick update. As you know, Reverend Bikame has gone. So I just wanted to give you an update. We got her to the airport. She flew out last Thursday morning, but we did receive messages from her that she arrived in Japan safely. And so we'll try to keep in touch with her.
Morning. What's happening today? Nothing. I'm too tired. Don't bother me. Okay, so we're having our One Sangha event today. So after the adult service and after Dharma school, please come by to the gym and multi-purpose room for free lunch. Rinban, you made your chili? It's in the refrigerator. If you want cold chili, we have cold chili. So Rinban has made chili. Minister's assistant Dennis Akizuki has made chili. Yours is in the fridge too, I hear, though. Yeah, but that one I know is coming out. So he's made arrangements. He has connections. Chris Yamada here has made chili, and that is not. Yours is warm. Yeah. So you can eat his. His is already warm. His is in a crock pot already over there, and it's not spicy, right? He made one so the kids could have it because some kids don't like the spicy stuff. Or if you're an adult who doesn't like spicy stuff. And it has no beans. So I don't know what Dennis's or Rinban's has. We have one from Jesse Haro and Rosalinda Rodriguez, I think. Anyway, that hasn't arrived yet in the kitchen, but they made one. I'm forgetting somebody. Oh, Randy Ondo has made one. It's not here yet. It's at home. It's coming. And then my wife has made one, but we split it in half because we got a request for a vegetarian. So I asked Rinban to make a vegetarian. He goes, I don't do vegetarian chili. So is very direct on that. So we split ours. So half of ours. So there'll be a Post-it note in front of one of the crock pots that says vegetarian if you want that one instead. But there's not a lot of it. There's only 3 quarts of it because we had our 6 quarts and then we divided it up. So one's got ground beef and one doesn't. But my wife did that one. We got lots of leftover desserts from the BWA event yesterday. But we also have lots of desserts from other people. So thank you to the various people who made desserts. And we have green salad. Again, for those of you vegetarian, we have green salad as well. And we have hot dogs. So for those of you who don't want chili at all, we have Costco hot dogs. I think they're Costco hot dogs, the big ones. So, okay, so please come by and like Rinban wants, he wants us all to gather and talk stories, as he says. But just come and congregate and see old friends. Hopefully, make some new friends. That would be cool, right? Okay, thank you.
Good morning. So please get your Buddhist name. Mine is Ichijo, which means one vehicle. So that came in handy when I went through this process of ordination. But in any case, on March 11th, we will repeat our Living a Shin Buddhist Life in a Period of Uncertainty and Fear class. So it'll be held in the boardroom and online. So, but we do ask that you reserve in advance so that we know how many people to expect. The Betsuing Choir has postponed or rearranged their rehearsal for that night because they usually meet at the same time on the same evening. And so they've rearranged their rehearsals so that they can be available for it as well. And if we really get a lot of requests, we could probably meet here in the Hondo. But nevertheless, we do want to know who's coming, so please attend. We just want to open it up to talk about everything that's going on in our world right now and how we look at that from a Shin perspective and deal with it in a healthy fashion. So please see me if you have any questions. Otherwise, there's a flyer online, and then there should be a couple of flyers on the bulletin boards that you can get the QR code off of and reserve. Thank you.
Before everyone leaves the temple, please stay in all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following this service. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
Good morning. I'm Joyce Iwasaki, and it's so nice to see all of you for today's Nirvana Day service. I see everybody here, and I also like to thank people who are joining us online. Before we begin this morning's service, just a reminder that there is no food or drinks in the hondo, and please turn off your cell phones. Thank you. We will begin this morning's service with Sambujo on page 24 in the large service book, and followed by the chanting of Juseige on page 23 in the small service book, and 93 in the large service book. You can also see the page numbers that are shown on the screen.
Sa
Please rise to sing the Gatha Seiya on page 226 in the large service book. Please remain standing for the three treasures on page 3 in the small Dharma School service book.
Wa ga kokoro now in the reading of the three treasures on page 3 in the Dharma School Service book. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves our supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of thy doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony and universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated.
We will now have a Dharma talk by Dennis Akizuki.
Please join me in Gassho and reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. Those in the Hondo and those watching us on YouTube. Today is Nirvana Day service, Nehan-e, the memorial for Shakyamuni Buddha. He's believed to have died on February 15th in the year 483 BCE. That's the day he reached body nirvana, the state of enlightenment after death. Now we're here to kind of like express our gratitude to Shakyamuni Buddha. He's the historical Buddha, right? Began life as a prince, began life with everything, Siddhartha Gautama, and he rejected that life in search of the truth, became an ascetic, basically where he went from having everything to having nothing. He rejected that also, and he found the middle path, became enlightened, taught us about the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Noble Path. He reached became enlightened at the age of 35. For the next 45 years, he went throughout northern part of India, basically meeting with people, talking to people, answering their questions, spreading his understanding of life. He gave thousands and thousands of talks and answered questions throughout his life. You know, they're kind of memorialized by his disciples in the sutras, and they're like something like, I think 76,000, 80,000 sutras. So there are a lot of his teachings that have passed down. And in our tradition, there are three main sutras that we have: the Greater Pure Land Sutra, the Contemplation Sutra, and the Amida Sutra. So we're in gratitude. We're grateful to him. We remember him on this day, and then he appears in the three treasures which we recited, right? Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. This is actually normally we talk about Amida Buddha, but in the three treasures, that's Shakyamuni Buddha, and that's something common to all of the Buddhist traditions. The three treasures, right? It's other traditions just called the three refuges, three jewels, triple gem. And it's kind of universal in the Buddhist world. And when we recite it, we kind of forget what we're really saying. We're really saying kind of, we're Buddhists, right? If you think about it, we're taking refuge in those three treasures. The refuge in the historic Buddha, refuge in the teachings of the Buddha, and refuge in the Sangha. Now, the first two are pretty much self-explanatory, right? The Sangha is kind of more like, what is the Sangha? And that's actually changed over time. I wanted to talk a little bit about that because this is one Sangha gathering. This is Rinban Sakamoto's idea. So in the historical Buddhist time, the Sangha was just consisted of monks and nuns. That was it. That was the Sangha. Over time, and certainly in Shin Buddhist tradition, the Sangha is more all-encompassing, right? And it's in keeping with Shin Buddhism as a path available to everybody. So everybody can be part of the Sangha. Our definition of the Sangha is more than the ministers or people here, but people who come out to help, people who maybe your families attend, but maybe you don't. But I think the Sangha is more a broader term that we have. So in our tradition, Sangha, you can argue, is the most important of the three treasures. That's not saying that Sangha depends on the Buddha and the Dharma to exist, right? But the Sangha is important because of what it means. Reverend Nobuo Haneda, a very influential Shin Buddhist teacher, he wrote, quote, "Sangha is the most important treasure. Becoming a member of the Sangha, of a living tradition, is the most important thing in Buddhism." Now, that's also the view of our bishop, Reverend Marvin Harada. In April 2023, in a column in the Wheel of Dharma, the BCA newsletter, Harada Sensei wrote, quote, "In Shin Buddhism, Sangha is virtually everything. We listen to the Dharma together. We discuss the Dharma together. We have coffee and potlucks together. We work at the bazaars and fundraisers. We encourage each other. We support each other on the path. The new people learn from the wisdom and experience of longtime members. The longtime members learn from the questions and freshness of the newcomers. We are all on the path together, no better, no worse than one another. We come from all backgrounds, all ethnicities, all socioeconomic classes, all genders, all sexual orientations, all ages. As adults, we enjoy the children's Dharma messages. As children, we learn the depth of the Nembutsu from grandpa and grandma. Without a Sangha, we cannot experience that. That is the great benefit of being part of a Sangha," end quote. So there are Buddhists who are not part of a Sangha. They may live far from a temple, or they may just prefer to be practiced by themselves. They read and they contemplate on their own. These are sometimes called nightstand Buddhists because they have maybe a book or two about Buddhism on their nightstand. But I think they're missing out something. Being that way is okay, but I think if you're that kind of solitary Buddhist, I think you're missing a lot. They're missing what we did this morning, chanting. They're missing the fellowship before and after service. They're missing the reassurance and acceptance of being with others in a Sangha. They're missing ondogyo, a Shin Buddhist term meaning fellow travelers walking the path, right? My friend Ai, you may know her better by her English name, AI, says the following. Ondogyo refers to the concept of being fellow travelers or comrades on the path within the Buddhist Sangha, particularly in the Jodo Shinshu tradition, signifying that all practitioners are considered equal and journey together towards enlightenment as part of a shared community. Essentially, Sangha represents the community itself, while Ondogyo captures the spirit of shared practice within that community. And I thank AI for that explanation. And actually, you can ask questions. You Google it or on whatever platform, and you probably get an AI response, right? Which is kind of a more easily understandable explanation of things. And I think that's kind of useful if you're wondering something at home. Just go to AI and ask it, and maybe it won't come up with the right answer 100% of the times, but I think it'll capture kind of like the essence maybe of what you're looking for. So the Sangha has been, and still is, a refuge from turbulent times. During Shinran and Renyo's eras, they had constant wars, very, very turbulent times. So the Sangha, being a member of a Sangha was a refuge for those people then. During World War II, for our Sangha, it was, a majority of Japanese Americans were Buddhists, incarcerated behind barbed wire. There were services in camp. I think that was an important thing for the Japanese Buddhists to have. There were Obon celebrations in camp, and if you think about that, I mean, that's one reason why they're kind of like incarcerated, right? They're different. They're Japanese and they're Buddhist. But that was important for them to continue that. Despite that, to have services, to have Obon celebrations, right? I think being part of the Sangha helped cope with that loss of life and liberty. Then, as is now, being part of a Sangha can provide safety, support, and spiritual guidance during, what can be chaotic times. In such an atmosphere, we can be inspired to take compassionate action. If we're part of a Sangha, we're never truly alone, and we collectively have the strength to endure and to continue on. So I just want to recognize Reverend Rinban Sakamoto for doing this. We'll have them at One Sangha events. I think this is in keeping with the importance of Sangha in our lives. And it builds a Sangha, it brings people together, people hopefully who don't come to service all the time. And I think in the future One Sanghas, I think we should remember, bring a friend, bring a relative who doesn't come very often. It's an opportunity to get together, to have that sense of community, to support each other, to talk with each other. Just being around each other, I think, leads to maybe a more happier day. Maybe brings us out of troubling thoughts that we've had or something like that. But being here, I think, in the temple among the Sangha does that on a regular basis. So I just wanted to kind of share some thoughts about the Sangha and the importance of Sangha on this occasion of Nirvana Day and also One Sangha. So please join me in Kansho in reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dennis, for that inspirational talk during our Nirvana Day service. Thank you. So please rise for Gatha Ondokusan on page 76 in the small Dharma School service book.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
So are there any first-time visitors here today? Gilbert, is there anybody? Yeah, okay. Do you want to introduce her or?
Hi everybody, my name is Rinban, but you can just call me Fro. It's my first time ever to do this service, so just good to learn.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Are there any announcements this morning?
So as people are coming up, I want to remind everybody, this year's Gotaye service in May will also observe a Keishiki service, opportunity to receive a Dharma name from Bishop Harada will be our speaker for Gotaye, and he'll be able to present the Dharma name. And it's a ceremony, a service that will be conducted to make this presentation. So if you're interested, there are forms in Dharma, I think also in the office, if you'd like to participate in that Kieshiki. There's like a $50 registration fee for that, but please let us know if you would like to participate in that Kieshiki service. Also on Gotaye will be our annual infant presentation service. It's early, it's like 8:30, I think, and might be later this year because Gotaye service will start at 10, I believe. We'll have one service. So the Gotaye service, Bishop Harada, our speaker, Keishiki, presentation of Dharma name. If you'd like to participate, you need to register for that. And also the infant presentation service all happening on that same day. Busy day, but thank you very much.
Hello. So I'm just representing Eco Sangha, and wanted to let you know that we're having an art contest, and there is no age limit. You can be 100 or over. You can be 2. But anyway, you get prizes, and the biggest prize is $50, but you could get another prize for another $50 if you got best in show. So what our theme is this year is sustainability. So we're trying to influence people not to waste things. We tend to do that a lot. We tend to buy things and then we either donate it, and sometimes a lot of times it gets put into the landfill. And so that's really sad. So if you can put together something like that for us or for yourself and for everybody else, just to show them what kind of things are possible, that would be great. There's forms back there for registrations, and there's also more of a description for you if you want to take copies of those. Hopefully somebody here would like to do that, or maybe many. Thank you.
Good morning. Just a reminder, on March 11th, we will repeat our Living a Shin Life in a Period of Uncertainty and Fear. That'll be at 7 o'clock on that Tuesday evening. The Betsuan Choir has rearranged their rehearsal for that night so that people from the choir can attend as well. And so we do ask that you reserve ahead of time so we know how many to expect here. If we have a smaller group, we'll go ahead and meet in the boardroom as previously done. If we end up with a very large group, we'll meet here in the Hondo, but it also will be online. So if you'd rather watch from home or participate from home, it's not a recorded session. There are some rules about participating, meaning that you don't want to dominate the presentation, and you also it's not there to be critical of people. It's there to express the emotions that you're feeling, and we'll talk about how we deal with that from a Shin perspective, because there are a lot of emotions going around about everything going on in our society right now. So please join us if you can.
Just wanted to give everyone a quick update. As you know, Reverend Mikame left the country. She flew out last Thursday. We did get messages from her. She arrived in Japan safely, so she'll be there, and we're working to get her back as soon as we can. But that's still a lot of questions going on right now, but be assured that we are trying to get her back as soon as we can.
Ran over here. Morning, you're finishing service early. I timed this just right. Okay, so we're having our one song event today. So free lunch. Rinban wanted chili, so we're having chili. So we have chili and rice, hot dogs, green salad with mandarin oranges, lots of desserts. We have. So I'd like to thank all those who made the chili. So that's Dennis Akizuki made one. I don't know what's in it. Jesse Haro made one. I don't know what's in his either. Look good. Who else made? Rinban made. 2 types now I'm finding. So there were 2 pots, so we just assumed they were the same one, but now we're told they're different? What are they made of? Edible material, not edamame, but edible. Okay. Randy Ondo has made, but this is going to be late. He helped make the rice, and now he's taking off to go home to pick up his chili and bring it back. So if you want Randy's, you're going to have to wait. It's not going to be here for half an hour. And then my wife made a chili based off one of my mom's old recipes, and half of that is vegetarian. So we'll see. We've never done vegetarian chili before, so we'll see how that turns out. But if you don't like it, blame my wife. Like to thank BWA. They have leftovers from yesterday's BWA Chirashi Botomochi event. So there's some botomochi available to pick up on the dessert table. And on the main table, when you grab your plates and everything, there's chirashi. So there's some in a pan that you can just take out and put on a plate. But we've also made humongous nigiris of chirashi. So those are to go. So if you want to take that, please help yourself to that as well. Chris Yamada, I figured it finally popped in my brain. Chris Yamada made a chili. His is mild, so not spicy, no beans. Mainly for the kids who don't like spicy chili and stuff like that. And actually the ones my wife made aren't spicy either. And he also brought nacho cheese and tortilla chips. So again, we have all kinds of stuff for all kinds of diets. We have plenty of food. So thank you to those of you who just showed up with food today. I'm going, oh my gosh, we got more food. So thank you to everyone for helping out. Thank you for those of you who are going to help in the event, help serve or help in whatever ways, help dishwash, put away tables. You know the drill. We do it all the time. It's one of the best things about this Sangha. People just step up and help. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Sakamoto, Reverend Jones, Dennis Akizuki, Sumi Tanabe for conducting the service today. And thank you to organist Michael Yoshihara and AV coordinator Brandon Uenaka. Thank you everyone for attending this morning's service, and please join us in the gym for one Sangha. Now we will have closing Gassho, and then please come forward for incense offering.
Gassho, please. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Joyce.